Hello everyone, my name is Raymond. This is my midterm project for CIS 9467 for Professor Willis. The dataset I will be using today is the New York Police Department Motor Vehicle Collision. This dataset could be found on the New York Open Data webpage, located over here. Once you go onto this website, you could export the data. This dataset contains over 1.6 million rows. Once you download it, this is over 400 megabytes. So instead of using the whole data set, this could usually crash the whole Excel. So I'm specifically filtering out this data set to include only the things I would like to look at. So specifically, I'm looking for things that are located within the 5 boroughs. And the time range I'll be using is using 2019. Once you have everything filtered out, you copy this data set to a new Excel file and use this for the project. Before inserting charts and tables for this dataset, it is best to modify the dataset to reflect important variables. First thing I would like to know is which day of the week has the most accident and during which hour is collision likely to occur. So over here is the original dataset with only date and time. So specifically, I want to see which weekday is this date located at. So in order to do this, we could do a function that does the weekday of the date, but this spits out a variable of 1 to 7, 1 being Sunday and 7 being Saturday. So instead of having 1 to 7 being displayed, I would like to have the specific date that is displayed instead. So you could use a function called choose and insert the string that you want to associate each integer with. So number 1 will be associated with Sunday, and then number 7 will be associated with Saturday. So after that, this will automatically convert the date into a weekday. The next thing I want to do is to filter this thing down to just the hour. So rather than having a bunch of time from like minutes and seconds, I only want to look specifically for the hours. So this is pretty easy. All you have to do is just set a function that equals hour of the time, and this will automatically pull the hour out. So sometimes the formatting is very weird. Just make sure that you format the cell into a number and then have this with 0 decimals. Once you formatted the dataset into a way you want to display your information, then we could start inserting pivot tables to display information that you would like. So I would like to see what hour of the day has the most count. So we could just click insert pivot table into a new worksheet, which is already done over here. So over here is basically each hour of the day and the count of the number of incidents in each of these hours. So you could repeat this and do it for any information you like. I specifically did it for the hours, weekday, the amount of people injured and the number of people killed, and the top 10 calls for the collision. Once your pivot table is all set up, then you could start inserting charts. For this one specifically, I'll be using the column charts and the bar charts. So after you inserted your charts for each of them, you could copy and paste all of these into a new sheet and form your dashboard. So I copy and paste the weekday, the day of the month, the top 10 reasons, and the number of people killed and injured. Then I insert the data label for each of these to display the exact number. So these are the exact numbers of the whole data set, but I want to look for specific boroughs, weekday, and the hours. So you could do this by inserting slicer and then form a connection for all of these. So these are all formed with connections. So if I want to specifically look for a borough which I am located in, for example, I'm in Brooklyn right now, so I could click on Brooklyn and see which day of the month or each weekday has the most collision or like the top 10 reasons. Or let's say today is Saturday and I want to see specifically just for things that occurred on Saturday. I could click on Saturday and it will show me during what hour how many collisions occurred and how many people were killed or injured over this period of time and the top 10 reasons. So you could look for a specific hour of the day if you're looking at maybe like 12 a.m. or maybe 12 p.m. afternoon and see what is occurring or like what is the reasons that caused this collision or how many people were killed. So this is interesting. However, I'm specifically looking for maybe like a street that is occurring or a specific map location. So with this data set, it comes with longitude and latitude. So we could basically map this on a 3D map to see better view of where and how many counts is occurring in each specific location. So all you have to do is just click insert and go to 3D maps and see exactly where each of these collisions is occurring. So over here we have this map to latitude and the height of the count of latitude. So this also takes in the longitude as well. So you don't have to worry about that. So over here we could see specific locations of where collisions occur. So in Staten Island, it seems like this highway or this road has the most incident over here. If we pull back, we could see where most of the counts occur. So it seems like around here, there's a lot that occurs here. In the middle side of Manhattan. So this data is showing using the stack the column chart. We could change it to something else such as the heat map, and this will basically show display this information in a different format. So over here we can see that the green area is basically less likely to occur. You could change this to anything you want. So for example, if you want to change it to yellow and red meaning high, then we could see specifically which area there has the most collision. So over here it still shows the collision occurs mostly around Lower Manhattan and Mid of Manhattan. Other interesting stuff you could do with this is that you could basically display all of this information or the collision that occurs in a video using the time. So basically we'll go back and insert time as in either minutes, seconds, or hours. Hours is probably better because the data set is in hours. So once you put in the time in here for the time function, you have the ability to play a video of from 12 a.m. all the way till night. So right now it's going pretty slow still, so you can see that the collisions are occurring, the total count collision occurring from the beginning of the day till 7 p.m. You could basically speed this up to even faster. So we have a speed function over here in the settings. So you could change this to go a very slow speed. So this will take 10 minutes to play the video, or you go at a very high speed to something that's like around 10 seconds. Once you set your scene duration, you could just exit out and play it. So you can see it's going really fast. You can see this is the total count that's occurring for each of these areas. Something else you could do is basically make this not accumulate over time, but instead shows for instance. So this will disappear after every hour. So you could try this out and click play, and then you'll see certain areas disappear, and then these are the areas that are occurring. This is the conclusion of my project. Overall information can be displayed in many ways such as tables and charts. However, with data set that includes location, you can map it to display even more details of the data. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.